got like half of it, or maybe a third of it at the bottom is just straight, and then from then on it flowers out. I thought that was quite a good analogy for how I believe the creative process to finally yield fruit starts out really requiring a lot of strength, requiring a lot of energy just to get out the ground, so to speak. And after you keep on investing that energy, it hits a threshold and branches first once and then twice, and then those branches take over and it becomes like a multitude. And I just thought most of what this video blog is about is just having a record of sorts for myself to look back on, and if I ever do achieve that target, that goal of being able to live a more creative life, but also to encourage people who might be in a similar position to myself. Right now I feel my current kind of guideline to myself would be to be more specific about like communicating with people what you want from them. I work with a bunch of people. Occasionally, we're a 6-piece band, and I spend a lot of time producing as a duo with Zim. Here comes a donkey. And on my own, of course. And I think if you plan to get what you want from someone, it's your responsibility to communicate that to them and to find out where they lie on how much they're going to deliver. Because if my mistake is that I think I try too much to treat people like I treat VSTs, instruments, is to be able to do something, to be able to act in a certain way and get a certain response out of it. If people aren't like that, you're only ever going to meet them halfway. So yeah, my advice to myself here is to be more clear about the targets and the goals. But with music specifically, it's just such a difficult thing to be able to do that, and also to just keep the atmosphere from becoming sterile, and to keep kind of level-headed about it. And a lot of the time it's a challenge just working with people, being sober and working with people. It's like, music, people are attracted to music for different reasons. One of them is just to have a good time, but I'm way past that now, and I feel like those good times can take away, especially when you're trying to get something done by this weekend, or when you're kind of putting a little bit of pressure on yourself, just a little bit. And it doesn't have to be like this big work thing, but I certainly know how to make it feel like it sometimes. The point that I think of all this and what I'm trying to say is, just keep it light and consistent. Keep it light and consistent. Make the rehearsals that you have with people regular enough. Always have a gig in the pipeline, something to work towards. You can't motivate people, you can't motivate yourself if you don't have something to work towards. It's going to be too vague, So have a target in mind, and be very clear about what it is you want. Even if it seems like you're pigeonholing yourself, let that serve as a launch pad. That doesn't mean that you're going to be doing what you're doing forever. That's never the case. What you want to do is give yourself a genre or a target or something, creative limitation. That's one of the dangers of electronic music, is that you're able to create almost any sound. So you've got to kind of say, alright, well, I'm using a fixed number of channels. For example, I've got 8 channels, this is what I'm going to work with. And you'll end up committing more. You'll bounce stuff down instead of leaving it open to editing. You'll just dive in, and I reckon that's one of the keys to getting things done, is diving in. Let's see what comes out the other side. We're playing on Saturday again. This is kind of sort of a new direction for us. We're relying more on loops and stuff that I haven't personally created from scratch, which is quite like a big deal for me. It's a big commitment for me to be able to say, yeah, we downloaded these loops, or we got these loops from people. Like, to me, it's like not pure enough. That's one of It's one of my shortcomings, in fact. It's something that certainly gets in the way of collaborating with other people, is I always choose the path of most resistance, and I've got to learn to kind of loosen up, got to just treat it for what it is. It's music, it's fun, it's not really supposed to mean that much or go too deep. It's not supposed to activate your intellect, it's really supposed to activate your body. It's a physical thing, for dance music at least. So yeah, wish us luck for our Gypsy Tech show and the V minor stuff. It'll be the first time I'm doing V minor since Soul, which was now like 3 years ago. Singing kind of new Radiohead type stuff, kind of very danceable. I don't know. It's blue, or it's dark blue or purple. That's the only way I know how to describe it. It's like purple. It's purple music.